The air was frigid, but the atmosphere crackled with anticipation. On January 21, 2025, Donald J. Trump stood once again on the steps of the U.S. Capitol, ready to be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. This wasn't just another inauguration, it was a coronation. Trump, having secured a decisive victory against the Democratic challenger, was here to cement his legacy. He promised a bold vision for America's future, one that echoed the grand pronouncements of his first inaugural address but with the seasoned confidence of a leader who had weathered storms and emerged stronger. The crowd roared its approval, a sea of red hats stretching as far as the eye could see. Among them sat familiar faces, former Presidents Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama, their expressions a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. Tech titans Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos, key figures in Trump's vision for a technologically advanced America, occupied a place of honor. The ceremony itself was a spectacle of Americana, with powerhouse vocalist Carrie Underwood delivering a stirring rendition of America the Beautiful, followed by a rousing set from Kid Rock and Jason Aldean. This was not the conciliatory Trump of 2017, eager to bridge divides and heal wounds. This was Trump unleashed, emboldened by victory and ready to reshape America in his image. Gone were the overtures to unity. In their place stood a stark proclamation. America was back, and it was time for the rest of the world to take notice. America's long national nightmare is over, Trump declared, his voice booming across the National Mall. He painted a bleak picture of the years before his presidency, a time of economic stagnation, global retreat, and cultural decay. But now, he proclaimed, a new dawn was breaking. The American carnage he had spoken of in 2017 was giving way to a golden age of prosperity, strength, and national pride. This resurgence, Trump asserted, wouldn't be achieved through compromise or collaboration, but through the sheer force of his will and the unwavering support of his loyal base. He railed against the deep state and the fake news media, forces he accused of trying to sabotage his agenda and undermine the will of the people. He promised to drain the swamp, not just in Washington but across the country, rooting out corruption, incompetence, and any trace of opposition to his vision. The crowd erupted in cheers, chanting "USA, USA" in unison. Trump fed off their energy, his words growing more forceful, his promises more audacious. He spoke of unleashing American energy dominance, ending reliance on foreign oil, and restoring the country's manufacturing might. He vowed to stand up to China, rebuild the military, and secure America's borders like never before. This was a message tailored to his base, a potent cocktail of nationalism, populism, and grievance politics. It was a message that resonated deeply with those who felt left behind by globalization, ignored by the political establishment, and threatened by the pace of social change. Trump wasted no time in translating his words into action. Immediately following his speech, he signed a flurry of executive orders, over 200 in total, designed to dismantle the legacy of his predecessors and enact his vision with sweeping strokes. He declared national emergencies on the southern border and in the energy sector, granting himself extraordinary powers to redirect resources and circumvent congressional oversight. One of his first acts was to effectively end birthright citizenship, a move aimed at stemming the flow of undocumented immigrants. He also reinstated the Remain in Mexico policy, forcing asylum seekers to wait in dangerous conditions south of the border while their cases were processed. These actions drew immediate condemnation from human rights groups and sparked protests across the country. On the economic front, Trump made good on his promise to dismantle the Green New Deal, rolling back environmental regulations and opening up federal lands and waters to oil and gas exploration. He also signed an executive order establishing the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, a new agency tasked with streamlining bureaucracy and cutting waste. To the surprise of many, Trump tapped Elon Musk to head the DOGE, citing his track record of innovation and disruption. These bold actions sent shockwaves through Washington and beyond, signaling a dramatic shift in American governance. Trump was governing by executive fiat, bypassing Congress and the courts whenever possible. He was consolidating power, centralizing authority, and remaking the federal government in his own image. Section 4. A New World Order: Immigration, Social Policy, and Global Ambitions. Trump's second term promised to be a period of profound transformation. not just for America, but for the world. He doubled down on his America First foreign policy, withdrawing from international agreements, imposing tariffs, and challenging traditional alliances. He pledged to build the strongest military in history, but also to end endless wars and bring American troops home. Immigration remained a central focus of Trump's agenda. He spoke of building a wall along the entire southern border, not just as a physical barrier, but as a symbol of American sovereignty. He also promised to crack down on sanctuary cities, increase deportations, and implement a merit-based immigration system that favored highly skilled workers. On social issues, Trump adopted a staunchly conservative stance. He vowed to appoint judges who would overturn Roe v. Wade and protect religious liberty. He also promised to defund Planned Parenthood and roll back LGBTQ+ rights, declaring that his administration recognized only two genders. These pronouncements ignited a firestorm of controversy, with activists vowing to resist Trump's agenda every step of the way. Trump's vision for America was clear: a nation that stood alone, strong and independent, beholden to no one. It was a vision that appealed to those who yearned for a simpler time, when America was a dominant force on the world stage, and its values were unquestioned. Section 5. Reactions and Reflections, a speech that shook the world. Trump's second inaugural address sent shockwaves across the globe. World leaders reacted with a mixture of apprehension and cautious optimism. Some saw an opportunity to forge new alliances based on shared interests, while others feared a more unstable and unpredictable world order. Domestically, the speech drew sharp reactions. Outgoing President Joe Biden, in a brief statement, emphasized the importance of democracy and the peaceful transfer of power. He also warned against the erosion of democratic institutions and the dangers of division and intolerance. The media was similarly divided. Conservative outlets praised Trump's boldness and vision, while liberal publications denounced his rhetoric as dangerous and divisive. Social media exploded with commentary, with users expressing a range of emotions from elation to despair. As the sun set on Washington, one thing was clear: Donald Trump was back, and he was not backing down. His second inaugural address was a stark reminder of his enduring appeal, his ability to tap into the anxieties and aspirations of a significant portion of the American electorate. It was a speech that will be debated, dissected, and remembered for years to come. Only time will tell what impact it will have on the future of America and the world.